Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Marcus. Marcus, funny enough, take a guess what I wanted to do. Send me the link to your call review.
Yeah, which one? The better one.
How are we doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Okay, wait, my AirPods are connected, but I don't see or hear shit. Say something again.
Hello, can you hear me?
Say something now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Able to hear my WhatsApp. I'm not able to hear anything here. What the fuck is wrong with it? Hey guys, say something now.
Hello,
Hello.
Wonderful, I can hear it. Dalton, speak to me. How are you doing?
doing good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Just busy working as usually. Hello, Jack. Hello, Marcus.
Hey.
So, Matus, did you send it on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very short one. It's 30 minutes. I know damn well what to start with, Matus. Oh my goodness, perfect.
What did you say?
So just for the context, Jack, Marcus, we're gonna review Matus' sales call, 1 or 2, depending on how much time we're gonna have. First thing I noticed is gonna traumatize you guys, hopefully the same way it traumatized me. And I don't mean as a face. Can you guys see this? Just give me a thumbs up. I see you all. Cool. So now listen very carefully to the first second.
This meeting is being recorded.
Matus, for your information, you can turn that notification off. If you go to, like, I assume this was from Zoom. You can go to Zoom
Yes.
settings on the website and you can turn this notification off. Because every time when you're gonna hop on a call, and let's say the person's already gonna wait in the call, this is the first thing they're gonna hear. So they're gonna not focus on you. They're gonna be like, "Oh, is this recorded? Can you please turn it off?" Or just gonna simply turn the person off. Because the last thing, for example, I want to do when I'm on a sales call is to be recorded. But unless it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
So who's joining?
Oh,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Can you please turn on your camera?
Hold on. Is it not on?
Oh my fucking god. That worked, Matus, but you can also say it less penetrant or like aggressive. You can just simply be like, "Hey, Amanda, by the way, I can hear you, but I'm not able to see you. Is there a reason for that?" Because then they can actually tell you, "Oh, no, I don't have a reason. I don't know why it doesn't see me." What the fuck? I'm already scared of reviewing this. I see her.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect. Hello, Amanda.
If anyone is Spanish here, please don't take it personally. I'm sure she can cook very well.
Hello.
I'm Matthew. Thank you for taking the time to connect today. Please tell.
Okay, you say I'm Matthew, yet your fucking nickname on Zoom says Matus Koval. Please change that. You can change it also on Zoom, so people literally just see Matt. If you will just put Matt, you don't even need the full name. That will be better, because
Okay.
you will say Matthew, but then they look at the name like, okay.
Tell me, how are you doing today?
Good. We're having bad weather and it's freezing outside.
Yeah, freezing, really.
Well, probably not freezing like what y'all are having. We're not used to 30-degree weather. So
Yeah. So it's pretty
everything
cold
shuts
outside.
down. Yeah, we're not used to cold, so everything shuts down.
Yeah, understand. Is it also snowing outside?
No, just a little rainy and ice.
Nice. Okay. Terrible weather then.
Yes, and we're used to 80 degrees in the winter.
Yeah. I understand. Okay, so
Okay. One thing, you're not in a position yet where you have established enough authority to laugh with her. Because now she may see you as someone who's super friendly, she may befriend, but doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be looking forward to make business with you. If you have enough authority in the call, yes, you can throw a joke here, throw a joke there, but don't immediately laugh with the prospect, because then the person will pursue you differently.
Mm-hmm.
how are you doing besides the weather, besides the terrible weather?
Matus, how often are you going to ask that? We're already 1 minute 20 in. You ask her only about the weather and 2 times how she's doing.
Good, everything's good.
Perfect. And what's keeping you busy these days?
Real estate's been busy.
Yeah. So some house tours, open houses, stuff like this, appointments.
I do a lot of relocation. I've a relocation. It's the time of the year where relocation, the middle of the year, where they try to move the families in and out to get them in between the middle set of school.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Sounds good.
relocation kind of blows up during the winter, summer and winter for relocation.
Yeah. Okay. And they just relocate basically because of school, like
No, it's jobs. We work with the
Yeah.
refineries, the doctors, universities, the naval base, and they
Mhm.
want to move. They don't want the children to move during the school year unless it's like a break, like a big break. Christmas.
Granted, there is a chance you did it. I really hope so. Have you noticed how often she says we?
No.
Okay, I will clarify that, because based on how she looks like and the way she speaks, I will assume she works for a brokerage, and there is a chance she's not even capable of making her own decisions. Because the way she says we is not as a team leader in her team, it's my team leader. This is something you want to clarify, especially at the beginning of the call, because then obviously we will see. But if you, for example, are going to pitch her the pricing, there is a chance she's going to smack you with, I'm going to speak to my team leader or my team, because then she's not capable of making the decision herself.
Summer, something like that. So they try to get them in between Christmas and summer breaks to move all the schools. And I work with about 12 relocation companies, so it gets kind of busy.
Okay, and what made you decide to become?
Can you tell me why you waited like 8 seconds
I was
to
making
say
notes.
something? Oh,
Become a real estate agent?
I had a horrible realtor, and he talked very nasty to me, did not help me, told me I should be grateful for his help, was not very kind about anything, and tried to give me an offer 100,000 under asking when it was a very nice house. Didn't want to do that, and I didn't like the way he handled the situation. Prior, when I purchased my house, that realtor told me don't get inspections, don't do anything, didn't protect me, and I came with about $10,000 worth of bills to do repairs.
Okay.
I didn't feel protected, and I felt like that's not right. I could do this better, and kind of went in from there. So
Yeah,
I'm very
so
protective of my clients.
yeah, so you basically had a very bad experience with your realtor.
Twice.
Oh,
Yes.
twice, really?
Twice. 2 different realtors.
Okay. So that's your
out of curiosity, Matus, has this helped you in the call? Because we are already 3 minutes, 50 seconds in. You're gathering data that is like, not gonna lie, not really relevant, unless you have magically connected something to it throughout the whole call.
No.
Because at this point, you have not established any authority. The good thing is, that's the only good thing is, you have a conversation with her. You don't give her bullet points with questions. So checklist versus conversation, that's good. The only thing is you're not really asking relevant questions. Currently, you know, it's not snowing. The weather is bad. She had experience with 2 really bad realtors that basically tried to fuck her.
Yes,
Not physically.
It's gonna change in a second.
reason why you started this career, to be better
Yes.
get other people better experience with this industry at all.
And protection. I had termites, I had wood rot, when the first time we took a shower, my upstairs started leaking downstairs to the dining room.
Okay.
Like, she talked me out of inspections. So she's like, you don't need it. The house is almost new. Don't worry about it. And no, it was very expensive.
Okay, so that's a not really good story about your past experience. That a very good reason to start real estate. It become better than your previous realtors. So
Yes, it's the biggest investment you're gonna make, and you want your clients to be protected. So
yeah, I understand.
I make sure that when I do a job, I get the best inspectors. I make sure they're covered. All my paperwork is done properly. I just want everything done right.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I really like it. Well, we have around 15 minutes here.
Please stop complimenting your client. Like, not even a client, it's a fucking prospect.
So shall we dive right into it?
The what?
Like if we can start. Like,
Yes.
I don't. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, perfect. So Amanda, I'm really excited to learn more about your real estate business and how we can help you reach your goals. So today I will ask you a couple of questions to better understand three important things. I would love to explore what has been working well for your business, areas where you might be facing challenges, and any specific goals you have for your growth. From there, if I think we can help you, I'll show you what we do. If I don't think we can, I'll be the first one to let you know. Sounds good?
Okay.
Can we start?
Yes.
The opening was terrible. The rest of it, where you have break down the three pillars of the call, that was good. And the last thing is where you don't need to ask her twice, or actually now 3 times to start.
Mhm.
You could literally stop after sounds good.
Okay, Amanda. So you took the time out of your busy schedule today to have this meeting with me. Why is that? What do browsing risk of?
Matus, do you read the fucking piece of paper?
No,
Okay,
no paper.
A little
Just
bit
paper for
more.
notes.
A little bit more emotions will be good, because you sound like you read, like, although you don't move, which is technically speaking not bad, because you're not showing any emotions. Like, look at Dalton, for example. You don't know if he's still breathing or not. He's breathing. But like, you sound like you're reading a piece of paper, like you're a cold caller. So just like either move a little bit, just very slightly, or just don't move, because then it seems like you have been doing this multiple times. But then just like utilize your voice, your tonality. You can go higher, you can go lower. That's just a little bit, and it's gonna sound better.
Because they said that y'all could offer more clientele that are vetted and that are approved. Also, that we could pay at closing. So that's a big thing for me, paying at closing instead of paying up front.
Okay, I understand. So
and I work with several companies that do that. I work with like Upnest, OpCity. I work with Fast Expert, some of the different companies. I have several that I work with, and they all do that. So, and that has worked the best for me. When I pay up front, I usually don't do as well.
Because she's broke.
Okay, I understand. So while we are talking about
Also, one important thing, by the way, one thing she mentioned that means she's not doing her job properly, or that she doesn't want to basically do her job. Does anyone has catched it? It's one of the processes in buying real estate. I don't know how everyone is familiar here with buying real estate. You guys want to, I can explain the process. No one is blinking, no one is saying anything. So, okay. Typically how it works is you look at the house or a project. It depends if you buy off plan or if it's already built. And then you go through a process of like papers. It depends also if you buy with cash or you buy on mortgage. If it's a mortgage, you need to be approved, as she said. She said that you're also capable of bringing her pre-vetted leads and approved leads, which means she expects from you to bring her someone that is going to pay immediately with cash. or has approved mortgage, which you are not able to provide because you're not a bank. Like people can tell you, I'm able to get a mortgage for 1.5 million, but then the bank is gonna do the background check on them and they are not able to afford that. So that's an indicator or something you need to keep in mind, that there is a chance she's either super lazy, which would also make sense why she looks like this. And granted, guys, I don't mean this in a personal way. It just shows her work ethic, or that she generally just doesn't do her work. And this is a process that she wants to overskip, because this is the only reason why buying real estate takes like in the best case 3 months, because of like the approvals and stuff like that, unless you buy cash, but that's obviously a different story.
Out more leads, more private leads and pre-qualified leads. How many leads do you engage monthly approximately?
I've been the last 2 months has been really slow. Probably 4 to 5 leads a month.
4 to 5.
Yeah, but this is not the normal leads
Yeah,
I usually get. More is usually around 20.
Around 20, okay.
But for some reason this holiday it's really slowed down. Things have really slowed. It's not our normal time.
Okay, and what methods are you using currently to get more leads? You mentioned already something, right?
Yeah, several different companies that referral companies. Plus, I work with relocation, which there's several in that, which I do ERC reports for. I also work with Go Destination, which is more of a rental base. I do reports for them, and then sometimes I get leads. They're moving out and they want a house, and I get to help them find one. So, if they're ready to move on, they just hand me the lead.
Yeah, so yes, we're just basically working with different companies to get more leads right now.
Well, and then my circle of
Yeah, of course.
sphere of influence that
Yeah,
I have.
understand.
So then I advertise on like Facebook Marketplace. I have like 12 different Facebook places for our area that I can advertise on. Sometimes I get business from there, open houses, things like that.
Okay.
But for someone who's apparently doing so much and works with so many different companies, do you think 4 to 5 leads is a lot?
No, but she's going to say that normal month is at least 20 leads per month.
Cool. She has just mentioned to you 11 different sources. From 11 different sources, she gets 20 leads. And on top of it, I will also generally, I don't know if you asked, but I really hope you did, what her main focus is, because she said renting, which on the renting, real estate people are not making a lot of money. And it also depends if it's a new project, if it's a development, or if it's coming from her. Then relocations, and then normal real estate. Like normal, I say buy, sell. So these are basically 3 different things she's doing in real estate. So it will be super important to also understand her focus, because for example, with renting, you don't want to touch it because it's too low ticket. With relocations, it depends if people are buying houses or with their mortgage, they are allowing themselves to just like change houses because of the jobs. That sometimes also happens. So like super important to clarify, because there is a chance she thinks you're just going to bring her, for example, people for renting, which will not be worth your time.
Okay, and which one of these works the best for you? Like, can you break it down for me a little bit? Like how many leads you can get from like relocations, companies?
It's
for example.
it's by the month. Like sometimes relocation is booming, especially during summer and winter when everybody's moving, and then it slows down. So then I have other things that take over. So I can't say like, oh, it's steady all year round. So then I can offset it with something else, which I usually use like realtor.com and different things like that. But you know what? They've slowed down as well ever since October, when all the things changed, and they've slowed down. So now I'm kind of like, I was always busy where I probably didn't have time to add more companies to get referrals. But now that October happened and the changes happened, they've slowed down since October. So, and I do have quite a few of those that I'm signed up with, and all of them have slowed down.
Yeah, okay. And like the best for you, like from where you can get like the most leads, the biggest number, which would you say?
Probably Op City or Up Nest.
Okay. And have you ever tried like paid advertising through Google or Meta or something like that?
Yes, I do that as well. And I do.
She literally said to you, she is granted, we will need to clarify exactly what, because she has
Yes.
mentioned Meta and Google advertising, but then she also mentioned that there are a couple of groups where she can advertise herself. So you will need to rephrase the question because you're currently now asking something that she said.
Usually not really great. They're not pre-qualified. I go in, they just want to look, and it really, I'm just showing, and it doesn't ever come into a close.
Okay, understand.
And it's better if it's my listing because then, you know, I have more access to it. But when it comes to advertise just basic, it just hasn't worked very well.
And you have also like another company for paid advertising?
Yeah, my office manager uses a few companies and they advertise for us and things like that. She sets up an account on YouTube and Instagram and different things like that, and she just kind of takes over, and then she kind of just shares anybody in my office if they have a listing, she may post their listing on my accounts and say, hey, she can show you this property, and then she'll post it, and we just share all of our properties
You now understand when I said team leader? That's the difference between Amanda and the woman she speaks about.
within office. So, and she'll do my advertising for me.
Okay, understand. Okay, so you said that approximately we can engage normally, let's say 20 leads a month. So how many of those leads are you able to close?
Probably 2 or less, around 2. Average about 2 a month.
2 closed deals a month?
Mm-hmm. Some
Okay.
years, like last year, I did much better. This year was slower.
Okay, understand. Can you break down for me the process, how you change like a absolute, let's say, stranger for you into a paying customer? So what are you do? What steps are you do during the sales process?
What do you mean? Like, how do I get them to purchase a house?
Yes, exactly.
I'm not there to get them to purchase a house. I'm there to match them up with a house that's perfect fit for them. I don't want them to purchase anything that doesn't fit them perfectly. If it is, they need to wait, and a house will come on the market that fits them at a later date. And I'm not going to push them to buy something just to buy.
Okay, so when you get a client, you are waiting to a perfect fit for them, right?
Yes, but there's a lot of stuff on the market, and usually we can find something quickly. But I'm not going to push somebody to buy a property. They need to make sure, you know, inspections go well. We don't want to just purchase something. You know, I need to be able to sleep at night and know that I got them into a house that's a nice house in their price range, and then not above their means.
Okay, understand. And how many deals have you closed last year?
I don't keep count very well. I'm not sure. Probably about 18 to 20.
Okay.
Matus, how much is 2 times 12?
56.
Have you called her on that or not?
What?
When she just told you she doesn't keep the count, she thinks she closed 16 to 18 deals last year, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Have you asked her, okay, so like, let me clarify, I'm retarded, but if you close 2 people a month and you say that's in the bad month, should it not be 24 or upwards? Because that's a difference of basically 3 months that she just told you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so while we are talking about closed deals, let's talk about money at all. So, Amanda, the average listing price in Texas is around $350,000. So, what is your average listing price?
Probably around in that market. About 320.
320. Okay, and what is your commission fee for a closed deal?
Everyone is different. If it's relocation, I get 3%. If it's not relo, it can range anywhere from 2 to 2.5.
Okay, and what is your commission? What is your split with a broker?
80-20.
80-20. 80-20, like for you, 80% for you?
Yes.
Perfect.
And it's different here in this area because, I mean, some are less, but mine include signs, lock boxes, the use of my office manager to do my advertisement, to do things like that. So it is a little bit on the higher, but I get a lot of benefits from the little bit higher split. Just
Okay.
because I got access to a lot of stuff. I don't have to pay for my own lock boxes and signs and my writers and my business cards and all my stuff are included.
Mm-hmm.
She basically just told you what's included in the 20%, like if you would be retarded.
Open house flags, open house signs, they provide everything.
So your broker is providing you with everything you need to sell a house, to market it properly, right?
Yes. I could probably do 90-10, but then they wouldn't provide a lot of stuff for me.
So it's better for you to.
It's easier for me to do it this way, and then I don't have to pay out of pocket or anything if I make something or if I don't. It's done for me. They can provide it all.
Now, an interactive question. Does anyone know how much she made per month last year? No one, really? Matus, please, at least you.
It was around 8 to 10,000 per month, based on what she told me.
Round up, it will be down than up, but yeah. She's making round up 8,000 per month. She made last year pre-commission 150,000 round up, and after the 20%, that will be roughly 92,000. Does anyone know how I came to that number, or does anyone need explanation? Dalton is not breathing.
Okay. Okay, Amanda. So now let's talk about your goals. So what are your goals for this year?
Probably to do about the same amount of business, about 15 to 25 houses, hopefully.
15 to 20.
She changed the number again. So last time it was 16 to 18. Now it's 15 to 20. Her numbers are, there's something wrong with the numbers.
25 houses. And what exactly that mean? Or do you have any specific financial goal with this? What do you want to achieve with this?
No, not a specific.
So not any specific goals. So you just want to like
I want to help
doing.
people.
Yeah,
I enjoy helping people find their houses. I enjoy, I also do people who are lower income, and I help them set them up on programs with down payment assistance. That's very satisfying to get people who didn't think they could get a house, maybe come in with closing with only $400 to get a house. You know, and then they didn't realize that they could do this. So I set them up and get them into programs, do things like that, set them up with the right lender, get them educated.
I will ask her very kindly, what's her cut on that? There is a chance she's getting cut of that mortgage or the payments plan in that case. Because unless she's a genuine woman, I don't think someone will, for example, work with a company and be able to bring people that are basically not able to afford a house and sell them a house or give them a house.
Educated on what it's required to get a house and make sure they're knowledgeable and things like that. And I enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So, or city grant programs, things that are helpful for them.
Okay, and do you have any like plan of action? How do you want to achieve those goals? Do you just want to keep working with same companies, or do you have different plans?
Well,
You could literally ask in one swift sentence. Okay, cool. So for the next year, your goal will be to basically keep up the same number. So in the worst case, 15. The best case, 20 closes. So how are you planning to do so? You know, formulate this with more confidence.
I'm always open to new companies if they're the right match for me. And I usually just word of mouth to other clients that I've had in the past or things like that survive through that.
Yeah,
Here
okay.
we can also ask, what does she mean with good match? Because she has mentioned she's very often open to work with a company as long as it's a good match. So if you ask that, you know exactly how to position yourself. I assume you have not asked that, unless I'm wrong. Have you?
No.
By the way, I love the fact that on front of it literally says their question is also snowing outside. Can we build a snowman?
So basically, you want to continue with the companies you are already working with, but you are always open to add something
Continue.
more. But it has to be
Yeah.
like good
Yes.
fit for you and be able to like actually help you, and so you can help other people as well.
Well, I just don't want to get a lot of leads and then it just doesn't go anywhere. Sometimes there's companies like, oh, we'll give you leads, and then you call 20, 30 people and work really hard and then nothing comes of it. So I just kind of get rid of those companies.
You can ask her at this point, so what will be the maximum you can handle? I just want to be very straight with you. So realistically speaking, what will be the right amount you will be able to handle? Because the last thing I want to do is over the river. And then, as you said, you're, for example, not going to be able to work with those people, especially if the way you work is basically to literally help people find the right house.
So, or ones that just are not helpful. So I've probably gotten rid of about 20 companies already that I've tried to work with.
Sure, understand. And what was your targets for last
By
year?
the way, have you noticed that you have stressed her with the question? She has started to breathing more like if you look at her double chin, it moved upside down.
No.
If you look here, this moves like she's a glob, so it moves naturally, but like it has been moving a little bit faster. Like even her
Understand.
shoulders.
And what was your targets for last year?
Really, it's not a target. I try to always have 1 to 2 houses in escrow at a time.
Okay.
So I kind of like just make sure I always have something working.
Here you can again just be like, okay, like in case you have not asked, for example, the question from before, be like, okay, but then just to clarify, so we are both on the same page, like there is still room for up, yes? Like you can still get more people, more closings than 2 a month, correct? Because the last thing you want to do is literally have someone who's satisfied with 2 a month, where she's not going to work on the leads you're going to, for example, provide to her.
Mm-hmm.
And always have houses listed. I always want houses listed.
Did you hit your targets?
I don't think I can remember the last time I haven't had no houses to list. I've always had something listed. It's been years since that's happened.
Yeah.
So I have 3 listings right now.
Here you can also ask if this is something she has been doing for years in terms of the numbers. Because from my point of view, it sounded like she didn't have a problem with having listings since years. And based on her last goal and based on this year goal, it seems like she's only closing 2 deals a month. Like there is no up, no down. Especially because now she, for example, told you she has 3 listings. is she limited? Is that like the maximum that she gets from the brokerage she works with? Can she get more? Because again, if she's not able to, or she's not even able to make the decision in terms of how many listings she can handle, then even if you bring her leads, she will not be able to do anything with them. Unless she has 3 listings in her name, and then the other listings from, for example, the brokerage that, for example, as she said, she also gets sometimes from the brokerage to advertise in her name, she can also access.
So you are pretty busy.
Yes,
From
I have
the-
one
from-
in S,
from the-
one.
Matus, is she?
No,
Is she? Their realtors were closing 200 deals in a year. That's times 10 what she's doing, and you're just literally. Please don't.
One in escrow. I have one that I'm about to list. We're getting everything situated. So I have another one coming, and then I have a relocation client coming next week to look at houses.
No, that sounds good.
Does it? Matus, does it?
not really.
Okay, Amanda, so based on all the answers you just gave me, I really think that your business can benefit from our partnership and we can get you results. But without further ado, let me show you exactly how we can do that.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yes.
Okay, so I will just share my screen with you and we can get straight to it. Okay, can you see this?
20 seconds to open the presentation. It should be running in the background, so you can just switch in between the windows and give her access immediately.
Yes.
Perfect. So, Amanda, before I take you step by step through our entire process, let me just quickly explain to you what our goal is. Our main goal here is to create a strong brand identity for you and deliver you as many high-quality leads as possible. And of course, the more leads we can get for your business, the more money you can make. So our primary goal is to help you make more money. And this is exactly what we do for our clients, and we can do that consistently.
Stop. In this case, you will need to adjust the pitch accordingly to her goals. She's not here to make money, she's here to help people. She has highlighted this to you so many times that this is also something. Do you know, when I showed you, I think I showed it to everyone here, if I'm not mistaken, but if someone has not seen it, please let me know. When I showed you the sales process divided into 5 different steps, one of the steps in after discovery part of the call is transition to pitch. This is your opening for the pitch that you can adjust based on what she said to you. Because you literally said to someone who is not here for money, she's here to help people find the right houses. She's there to basically help people not to get fucked by a realtor again that she had bad experiences with. And you have not mentioned that. You literally said, you're here to make money. I'm here to make money. I don't care about anyone or anything else. In her brain.
Consistently. And to be able to do that, we are using those 3 key pillars. So to help you scale your business, we create a full brand identity for you, ensuring that everyone in your area recognizes you for what you do. From there, we create a database directly for you, full of contact information of your potential prospects.
Here, when you mention the database, you can also say what she said to you, that very often she has people where they want a specific house. But for example, she's currently not having it. So she helps, or they are waiting because they trust her to buy it from her. So you can literally say, like, this was fine till now. And then you can add on top of it something like, and on top of that, obviously, like literally you said, you care about helping people to get the right house that, you know, you can even comfortably go to sleep in the night and be like, yeah, I helped them to find the place they can call home. So this is also something we're going to focus ourselves on, because we will keep the whole database engaged So if you're gonna have the right listing, we can literally hit them up and then you can show it to them.
Now, basically what we do is geo-targeted branding.
By the way, guys, in case you like here, for example, is now targeting Texas, feel free to create a map of Texas. Just on the side note, like it's not super high priority because this works due to the fact that you also have different colors and like cuts the pattern. So she's actually gonna be engaged because she's like, it's a different color. But feel free to adjust it also. Like if you're gonna have a call with someone from Texas, just it takes 1 second before the call to put the Texas here. You can even just go to Sintra AI or any other ChatGPT platform or AI platform, just be like, make me a map of Texas, Arizona, or whatever.
So, like I said before, we are focusing on your area, ensuring that everyone knows about you, about your business, and can see you as an expert in what you do.
Again, highlight what she stands for, what is important for her. You can, as you can see, obviously this is in Miami, and it's maybe not the best map, but I think it's creative. I did it myself. The focus of what we do is to target the area that you are active. So by the end of the day, our goal is to make everyone in the area that you're working in to understand who's Amanda, to understand if they are looking for true realtor that is not gonna scam them, a true realtor that's gonna help them find the place that they call home. It's you. You're gonna be the first one that pops in their mind because this is something that is important for her.
Sounds good. What do you think about it? Do you think it can like work for you?
I just
You've not explained her the process. That's a retarded question. Like she doesn't. You have not showed anything to ask the question yet.
depends. Like that's one of the reasons I work with like realtor.com and Zillow, and then they advertise to me. Homes.com. They kind of say the same thing.
Yes, and then you can literally say, absolutely. The difference is we will build the whole brand behind you so people recognize you for you and not as one of 5,000 realtors working in Texas that they may contact or may not. Our goal is to simply make you the most recognizable realtor in Texas, where people were, if they're gonna think about buying, selling, or relocating, they're gonna be like, I should contact Amanda. I saw her all over the place. She must be good. She must be better than other 4,000 realtors I have not seen.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing, I'm sure. But let's just keep going.
Okay.
The confidence you set in. God damn,
sure.
Mattis. I'm sure. Yes, master. I think this candy will taste good, I'm sure.
We'll see. Okay, so here you can see some of the examples of the ads we have created before, and also the ads you can expect us to create for you too. We create ads from a selection of our proven image database, ensuring that we constantly use content that resonates with your audience. And the main goal of these ads is just to simply increase traffic on your social media profile. Now let's talk about pixel tracking. So pixel is a small piece of code placed on your funnel to collect the.
She's mentioned she has been running ads, so you can feel free to ask her what pixel is, like if she knows what pixel is. Like still you can explain it, but like still ask. Because if, for example, you will try to explain me what pixel is, I will look at you and be like, okay, bro, thank you for nothing.
Visitor data based on what they do.
Funny enough, if someone knows pixel or tells you they know it, you can just skip to why. Like you can say why okay, absolutely fine. Glad to hear that you know what it is because a lot of people don't. But then let me just explain to you why we use pixel or why it's relevant.
Do here. So you can know exactly what they are looking for or where they are coming from. This allows you to understand your target market better. Also, it helps you to target your ads better. Now, while speaking about targeting, we have multiple options to do. First of all, there is a content retargeting, and thanks to pixels, we can create content very effectively. We can either use
You don't really create context or like content with Pixel. What Pixel allows you to do is see what audiences are you targeting, and if you want to target those specific audience. Like if, for example, she said, like literally you can say it in here. One of the things you mentioned to me, Amanda, is that, for example, in summer, you deal with more relocations, especially when people are moving to new jobs, or, for example, their kids are moving to new schools. So this is exactly what kind of people we can target. If, let's say, you will need help with relocations, wonderful. We can create a full new campaign that is going to be targeting only people that are relocated right now from one place to another, or simply to Texas.
SMS or email campaigns to connect prospects directly
It's not a word.
with you. And last but not least, we can also reach out to your potential prospects and arrange a face-to-face meeting directly with you.
You're saying this as it's a possibility of 1 to 4. You want to formulate this in the manner as this is a standard that everything that comes in the targeting. And you have also overskipped one of the most important things. Do you know why it's 365 at the top of it?
Every single day, between years, like whole year.
Yes. Have you mentioned that?
No.
Because here, if you will mention that, you can literally say to her, as an example, you said more people are relocating houses, yes? For example, in winter season. Wonderful. Then we will target those people. If we see, for example, more people decide to buy summer houses in summer, wonderful. We will target them based on their needs and on their interest throughout the whole year. So you're not going to rely anymore on the changes in the market or the changes in the season. We can target what's needed in the specific season. Because as you know, a year has 4 different seasons with 4 different needs. As a matter of fact, if you will inform yourself a little bit more about real estate, you can throw also like knowledge, or for example, something that you have noticed with your other clients.
Most important thing in all this online branding strategy is your social media profile. So what should it look like? For sure, you need a professional profile photo that also reflects what you do. Then your bio, it should be like straight to the point with call to action.
Have you told her that this is something you do? Because it sounds like you're just explaining to her how her profile should look like.
No,
I would generally just start with, and just so you also understand, because based on what we're doing, it is extremely important to have the good social media presence, or you can always say omnipresence. And this is also something we will help you with. So we will help you to build a strong bio that will make people understand what is it that you do, what is important for you, what do you stand for. We will help you to build a strong static post, strong video post, where you can simply keep people, every single person that is in your database, that is, for example, waiting for a house, engaged. So they know they should not trust a creepy realtor that may have something. They should trust you. And then when you find a listing that is literally something what they look for, we can literally send it to them like here. By the way, I like the fact that it says 250,000. There was a villa there. I really want to know where.
Then in your story highlights, you can use either your personal life, you can either use your own story on why did you become a real estate agent, or you can use
I will literally tell her that we will push her story as long as she's comfortable with explaining it. This is what we're gonna push as well, so people understand why they should choose Amanda over, for example, Jack or Dalton, the realtor from Texas. Dalton will pass as a realtor in Texas. Jack will, I don't know, sell them something.
client results and testimonials. And from there, as you can see here, you will need content from your you will need content for your stories and also for your posts. So how this online branding strategy actually works? Here are a few steps for a successful branding strategy.
by the way, after you showed everything here, you have not asked her anything, and you have not said anything that will be relevant to her. Like you have not spoken to her. So you can literally ask her if she has any questions, like till this point, or if she has any questions about, for example, the social presence.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
have
do
not
that
decided.
now.
Okay. Have you even checked her socials?
No.
Okay, because
Well,
if
yes, but that was nothing really special, nothing interesting.
if you want to be a cuck, sorry, if you want to be a dick, not a cuck. Cuck is Jack knows what a cuck is. He smiles. If you want to, you can check someone's profile and literally tell them, I allowed myself to look at your profile. And I mean this in the most respectful way. Can people see what do you stand for as a realtor on your current profile? Because if I'm being honest, with all due respect, you just look like every other realtor. Especially because she's emotional. That's far away from a logical buyer.
So
Is
first
this like
of,
an app or what is this?
what do you mean app? Like, you mean this
Okay, so
profile?
like I have like a Berkshire app that'll do this for me. And then if somebody clicks on it and they start looking at homes on there, say I have a client that says I own.
And this, she doesn't know what Instagram is. Or you just fucked up because you didn't tell her that this is something you're gonna do for her. Like, that's what I mean. Clarification is super important because now she's asking you just stupid questions. But it's not stupid from her side, it's stupid from your side because you have not clarified. It's not a brochure that people click on the listing and they see everything I do. Yeah, welcome to fucking Instagram.
Only wanted one story, but then they go on the app and they're looking at houses and it tells me they're only looking at 2-story and with a pool after they told me they don't want a pool, then they tell me, hey, you may want to send them something because that's what they're looking at online.
Yeah, so
Again, you will not have that question if you will clarify the thing with the database or the listing that you had in the middle of the screen. Do you get where I'm coming from when I say that? Does it ring a bell? Everyone? Because Jack, you look very confused. You look to the side. Cool. Dalton is just dead. Oh no, he moves.
basically we are creating ads to like bring those people on your social media profile. So that's what is also here. That's the first step in this online branding strategy, to create ad campaigns to increase traffic on your social media profile. So to bring all the people who show interest, and also to attract prospects you desire. Then we create content. We create content for those people. So we create content like posts and stories on your social media, on Instagram, to ensure that your prospects can see you as an expert and that you simply love what you do. We will also connect with all the leads, all the prospects that show interest and pre-qualify them for you. And then we deliver value to reactivate all the leads through social media, SMS, and email campaigns. Does it make sense for you?
Yes, but this is also what my brokerage does for me as well.
Do they do this in your name? Because with all due respect, I look at your Instagram and it doesn't seem like it. Yes, you have mentioned they are advertising some listings with you, but this will build your brand, your presence, not the brokerages.
So what's the difference between my broker doing it for me? They have like, I work for Berkshire Hathaway and they have this program so that it's part of the package that when I sign on that they do.
So they advertising for you, but
Yes, yes.
but they also sharing like all listings, right? Not just
Which
your
they
listing.
do. Yeah, well, no, but they'll brand it and put it in my name. Say, I work with some other agents, they'll get their listing and say, hey, he's welcome to show you this house. And they won't say it's my listing, but it makes it look like it's my listing. And they put it on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube.
I will genuinely ask her, and do you make provision of it? Because if it's not in your name, how does that work? Because yes, it kind of builds your social presence, but not to the point where people be like, if I want to buy a house or I want to relocate in Texas or into Texas, I'll reach out to Amanda. because this is kinda where you have pre-handle objections, because he's just, if you're not gonna clarify this now, these are also gonna be the objections he's gonna throw in at you. Like, I don't see a difference.
They make me videos, they advertise like everything, made me flyers, they do all that stuff for me. It's included in with my brokerage.
Okay.
And they hire
understood.
another company called Circle Picks, and they work through that through them as well to help advertise and do things like that. And they like hits like 320 websites, or I don't remember what it was, 320 something, to help advertise. So I don't have to pay for that. That just comes with my brokerage.
Okay, understand. And what results you can get
By the way,
from your broker?
Do you know what the Circle Picks is? It's similar to Realtor.com. Like, it's basically like a listing machine. So again, you can literally be like, I absolutely get that, but then do you take into consideration that there are, for example, 5,000 other realtors on Realtor.com, or for example, 90,000 realtor on Circle Picks? By the way, you can also Google it in the conversation.
In terms of like this advertising,
What can I get? What?
like what kind of results you can get from there? Like how many leads or how many people like should like connect with you?
It's the more houses I have, the more leads I get. So usually I have about 5 to 6 houses. It's been slower because I only have 3 houses listed, but it just depends on the market. Sometimes I'll get like 12 a month that'll come in, and depends if I do open houses and what I'm advertising on there and things like that. It just depends on the client. If they want open houses, if they want that and they're advertising on there, then I tend to get more leads. So it just
He also
depends.
said there are times where she has 12 listings a month. What happened to those listings? Who sold them? Because if in the whole year she made 15 closes, or sorry, let's say 18, and she just said in 1 month she will have 15, where is she getting all her listings from? Like, this is something you also will want to kind of clarify. But again, if you have clarified it at the beginning or even in the middle somewhere here, you will not have those. Like, this is a stupid discussion at this point.
On my situation. Sometimes I only get a few a month, sometimes I get a lot. Sometimes they're just, lately we've been getting a few weird people, a lot of WhatsApp stuff. I don't answer any of those. If they try to contact me on WhatsApp, I won't do that.
Yeah, understand.
So
Here you can also, funny enough, if this goes in that direction, feel free to ask her if she also thinks that this is an issue, because it seems like it always fluctuates. It's not steady, so there is obviously not really a place to scale, or just, upwards. And you can literally like ask her if, wait a second, Amanda, so just to clarify on my side, because correct me if I'm wrong, but like from my point of view, it seems like it always fluctuates. It's not steady and it's not upwards. So does it only seem from my point of view like that's also kind of an issue? Because if you ask me, I prefer to deliver our clients a steady influx of people that they can deal with, instead of just like fluctuating like a wave.
But
other than that, I've gotten a lot of flippers out of this, things like that, working with companies out of California. So it's not even just in my state. I've been working with out of state investors. So I've gotten that from that as well.
yeah, understand. But maybe I don't understand like correctly, but
Please remove your but from the fucking dictionary. But is not a good word, because everything. Do you understand how bad from the psychological point of view bad is? Everything you say before bad is irrelevant after you say bad. As an example, yes, I agree with you, but
what I get from this is that your broker advertising your listings, your properties, or probably.
Jack, don't fucking tell me you're in shorts, you fucking homosexual. Please put some pants. You're in an environment where it's there is a work ethic, and you're just, I really hope these are not boxer shorts. I don't care what you
They're
say.
workout shorts,
just
but fair enough.
put some pants on.
Next one. Oh.
I'm gonna kick you. Put some pants on. Just turn your camera on before you stand up.
No, not going to joke. Yeah, fine.
Maybe if you have like some kind of open house or something like that, is that correct?
It's called like marketing resources.
Mhm.
So it's like a corporate, I don't, like Berkshire Hathaway is very big.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, I know. So, but what we do
Honestly,
is
at this point, you can just say, I know, I'm familiar with, but thank you for clarification. To make her feel stupid.
that we not only like share your listings or your open houses, we can also attract people like you are, say, specialized in a relocation. So we can create content on that. We can also create ads on that. So we can attract people who are interested in like get in your area or get somewhere else, and you are the right person to help them with that. So it's very similar, but it's also different because this is just for you, not for like everyone else in
Well,
the
no,
Berkshire.
they personalize everything for me, but then they allow me to use like a fellow agent's house, so it shows that I'm more busy than I am. So I may be able to use their content and say, hey, I'm happy to show you this house. Come on by. So like in our office, I may have an open house for one of my agents, and they just say, you know what, somebody comes through, you get the clientele, vice versa. Sometimes they ask me, let me do an open house for you. So we're flexible, and we don't just do our own open houses or our own things. We share a lot of stuff, and we're a community. So it's not.
You can say absolutely fine, but then do you know how both of those things will benefit you? Do you have any idea? You can say to her, wonderful. So they kind of build your presence, but then with the content and everything we will do on top of it, you already fucked up, you said it's similar. But in this case, you can literally say, while it may seem similar, it's different at the same time. Due to the fact that then you will have more traffic coming through you, which will allow people to trust you more. Wonderful. If you work with a team, absolutely fine. If you sometimes exchange content with them, absolutely fine. But then it will help you to also grow and build your omnipresent, your branding, that you can then do whatever you want with. If you want to help your team with it, wonderful. If you want to help yourself, wonderful. If you want to just simply help more people get the right houses, wonderful. You just want to press on what's important for her. Because currently you have two issues. First of all, you have never mentioned what's important for her. You're just, she's there, you're there. And she doesn't understand the difference. Because she's just looking very short-sighted at it. She doesn't look also from the longer perspective at it.
Like, oh, it's because.
But there is also a chance that it's because like you also have not asked her if there is a place to grow. Based on how she reacts, based on her numbers, based on even just her looks, there is a chance that she's just very comfortable in her place and she doesn't want to go down, she doesn't want to go up.
That it's spread out, it's because we do help each other.
Okay, understand. That makes sense for me. Okay, so let me just finish this and then we can like discuss it. It's a better, if it's very similar, of it can help you more, if it can help you more than your.
Okay, absolutely fine. And let's just move forward so I can show you more, just so you have a better understanding. And then you can tell me if you still think it's the same. But I can also more than happy to then answer your questions so you can understand how this could benefit you, because it's not the same. While it may seem the same, I guarantee you there is a difference. There is more to it. Because the last thing you want to do is like, you have Pepsi Cola. Do you know the difference? No, at this point, it's just a preference.
Or like Berkshire Hathaway, that you're broker.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I mentioned before, you will need content for your stories and for your posts. And here is like another example of how your stories should look like. So, for example, on Monday, you can share a call to action video, and just for example, use something like DM me info to get more information about all my listings or information about my open house or something like that, something very similar.
By the way, you don't have an iPhone, so it kind of seems like you broke. So if you just cut out the parts where I can see your battery and you have fucking buttons on the screen. Oh my God. You just like cut it. So you don't see this and you don't see that. Because if I will be on a call with you, I will be like, that's not a preference, you just broke. I don't know anyone who makes money who uses Android. Unless they make like crypto stuff, they just use Android to secure their devices and shit.
And then, for example, on Wednesday, you can share like testimonial from one of your happy clients. Here is another example from.
Oi, bruv. You're retarded. You overskipped the most important part. What did she say to you? As a matter of fact, at the beginning of the call, what is she doing very often? What keeps you busy? What was her answer?
Real estate at all, open houses, house tours.
Yeah. And you know what you did? You overskipped face-to-face invite to, for example, open houses. As a matter of fact, in the middle of the call, there was one thing she mentioned when it comes to open houses. Does anyone recall? Just one small thing, but will be very important to utilize in this case. No one? No one listening? I understand she's maybe not that good looking, but you can at least listen to her. No one? Nothing? Marcus? Dalton? I need to find nicknames for you guys. Okay, Activision. I know which one it is. Okay, she has mentioned that she sometimes struggles with inviting people to open houses, even if her brokerage is running ads to it. That, for example, people don't show up or just a little amount of people, because of which she thinks it's a kind of a time waste, but she's still taking them. So what you can explain to her is simply, now imagine you have omnipresence from your, well, granted, with what her brokerage is doing, that will actually build very good omnipresence with what is it that you're doing in the brokerage, because then you can be like, look, take into consideration what your brokerage is doing in your name, what we will do in your name for your personal branding, not for the branding of the brokerage. We will have enough traffic in where, for example, on Friday, you will have a face-to-face invitation towards open houses, where I can tell you from what I've seen with other of our realtors that we are working with, where the open house is just going to be fully booked, where you're just going to simply will need to reject people coming to the open house. Because that's for some reason still important for her.
Here is another example from this online branding strategy, which is the qualification management. So, like I said before, we will connect with all the leads that show interest and pre-qualify them for you. And here is another example.
I don't know if you've ever noticed, there are also labels. What does it say there? It's a question. What does it say on the label that the person is marked with?
I can't see.
Okay, it says buyer 250,000 to 600,000. So what you can say, if you want, you can zoom in, by the way, like it's Canva. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty confident in saying, oh shit, I actually cannot on Phantom. Damn. Wanted to take here, guys, here's a label. It says buyer 250,000 to 600,000. You can literally say to her, also like referring to the database, that this will also help her to, for example, or literally like can help us, because like this is not something she's gonna do. This is something we're gonna do that will help her to retarget again the people that were looking for a certain budget home, or for example, a certain home with, for example, let's say 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 8 garages, or something like that.
And here is another example of how we deliver value to reactivate all the leads from your social media profile. So,
motherfucker, your Instagram is in Croatian. Second screenshot. at the top of it, what does it say?
Príspevky?
Yeah, not very English, isn't it?
No.
Please change the screenshot. And it also says sledovat, whatever that means.
Follow.
Oh, as a matter of fact, sledovat, that means fucking follow.
Yes. You understand
Yeah,
it.
I can.
That's not a
No,
problem.
I can see it here on the fucking follow button on the realtor that you just overskipped. Please.
Okay.
Just
Understand,
change.
understand.
To other people that are operating in an English-speaking Instagram, you're good. Just like still erase the names. Like he did good, but like for some reason he left follow in Croatian. Wait, how the fuck did Mantus, on the left screenshot it says new listing in the left upper corner where it says Prispevki on the right one. Have you put a black mark on it and just typed in new listing?
No.
Or was it from the
That's,
post?
No, I've been searching on Instagram, especially new listings, and that's how I
Okay.
found it.
Then it just cut that part. Like there was no reason for you to have that arrow. I grant no, okay, never mind, because you have reels here. But then just you can change it. Or in that case, just change the middle part where you can just add text. Like if you have Canva Premium, if not, just use like PDF or Photopea, where you can just edit the prispevki towards household. Because then you have text on all of those three that looks nice. But then also change new listing to N big and L big. Because otherwise it just looks retarded.
So we can, for example, share a video house tour or your latest listings or your every new listing. That. Okay, so that's basically what we do. It's very similar with your broker. So the question is, can you see exactly how this can help you bring more leads?
I can answer for her. The answer is fucking no, because in her opinion, there is no difference.
Yes, that's the issue here.
Do you understand why that happened?
Yes, because she thinks it's the same thing.
Well, what the fuck is going on in the last, I don't know how many minutes it is. I fucking hate Phantom.
Not really, because it feels very similar to what they're doing for me already. And they include an app, they could include a website. I haven't set up my website. They keep pushing me to do it. I haven't. But I had an old one, I took it down. I was gonna redo it, I haven't. But they keep pushing me. I'm a little.
It sounds like a good upsell you could have sold to there. Don't worry, I'm gonna build a website for you. Will cost you additional 1K. You hire someone for 250, you have 70-50.
Little slacking. I got really busy with real estate for a second and just didn't do it. But I don't see how the leads are going to be any different.
Yes, well, actually, those leads will be like just for you because it's from your social media, from your social media profile, from your listings, from your content, your advertising.
Well,
And
that's
we
what
also,
I mean, we get those from there, and they kind of vet us, and they even have it. They have them. They send the info and have it managed, all of that as well. So off of our social media.
Yeah, and what kind of information your broker provides you about your leads? Like what exactly?
Just they ask them for their email, their phone number, their information. They ask them if they're qualified. They get all the information, and then we get it in an email form. So, and then we can choose to accept it, or we can hand it off to somebody else in our office if we don't want the lead.
Okay, I understand.
But we get, since they got it off our social media, we get it first. Or if it's one of our, since one of our properties, we do that. But then if not, somebody else in there's 2 offices we have, so somebody in one of the offices will get it.
Yeah, I understand. So basically, that's all the information we can provide for you also about your potential prospect, because that's the same way how we like how we pre-qualify those leads. Also, just to get you
Yeah,
contact information about
yeah.
those
Push her in the
prospects.
idea that it's the
Let's
same.
say they name, phone number, email address, and also ask about what they are interested in, if they want to buy, sell.
Okay. I don't think this will be a good fit for me just because I have access to all of this already. Not all brokerages have access to this, but mine does, and I don't think this will benefit me.
That's actually the only thing. She's right. Like that's an anomaly that the brokerage does that. But still, you could have converted that on the basis that you will make her understand what will be the benefit of having more. Because it's always better to have more than less. Like Matus, would you care if you will have more money?
Yeah,
Jack,
sure.
would you care if you will have more houses? Dalton, would you care if you will have more women? Marcus, I ran out of questions. But like, you have not made her understand where one of the processes of this is literally, we're done with this, so I'm just gonna pop up my Miro. Oh shit, I don't know. Where is it? Where is my Miro? And by the way, if you guys were not able to see those small details I have mentioned on, for example, the screenshots, is because like I'm currently on the bigger screen. So every time when someone will have a bigger screen, they will notice those things. That's the only reason why I mentioned them. Where is it? Is the question of the day. The good thing is you actually went through all the parts of the sales call. I don't want to say very good, but like it literally showed. You actually have seen every single like breakdown of a sales call, like every stage.
Yeah, but I didn't use negative report in that case.
Yes. Well, you have not did fucking anything in the discovery. Like you just gathered some informations, but like you don't fucking know if she can go up. You don't fucking know if she can go down. You don't know if that's a problem for her that she's currently at 20 every single year. You don't know if like she even wants to grow. You don't know if she's capable to, because currently it seems like the brokerage is doing everything for her. Here, this is literally where you have been stuck right now, clarifying and answering questions, and you have not clarified anything. You just agreed with every single objection that she just gave you. Yeah, we're the same. Yeah, well, we clarified the same way. Doesn't change much. I absolutely agree with you. But then if you will, where she throw that at you in the pitch, or in the presentation, you could have literally clarified that on spot and make her, like, I will not give up till you are sure that she understands what will be the benefit of using both. Because more traffic is never an issue, especially if technically speaking, she's not paying for them. This is just something what they do. Obviously, like it's being taken of the 20% that she's paying them still. Because as a matter of fact, you could literally just say to her on the basis that you will know what her goals are, because these are not goals. This is just a standard that she's currently operating in. You could have said something in terms of, look, you may say it's the same. Wonderful. Do you know why? Do you understand why? I don't know. Look, on the basis that it's the same, yes, it currently brings you what? 20 closes in a year, correct? Okay. So now imagine what will happen if we do both. So by the end of the day, let me ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, are you able to handle 40 people or 40 closes? But then again, you have also not asked her anything in the discovery part where you can understand if she even wants to grow up. Because like, literally there were a couple of things that she said in the discovery, also in the pitch, where I was genuinely think, I don't think she wants to even like get more job. Like it seems like she's very happy to just make her 7,000-8,000 and just doesn't change anything. Or again, you can simply say something in terms of, look, you may say it's similar, absolutely fine. I disagree, but then let me explain to you why it will be beneficial if we use both. And look, I'm not trying to convince you. I just know what is that we are doing, and I know it works. If you say it's the same, yes. So you're currently, with what the brokerage is providing you, able to basically help 20 people in a year to get the place that they want to call home. 20 people that have not been scammed by a bad realtor that you have encountered. Why don't we make it 30? Why don't we make it 40? Because on the basis that you say it's the same, wonderful, you know it works. The question is, can we make it better? Because it seems, especially taking into consideration what the goal is for your current, like for the current year, for the what happened last year and what happened 2 years ago, you're only able to have 20 people. Obviously, there may be more people in the brokerage, but I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying they don't. It's not not for me to judge. But let's say other realtors that were working with you or in the brokerage, they don't care if people are gonna get the dream home, but you do. So let us allow ourselves to help 40 people to get their dream house and not only 20. If you make money by the end of the day with it, wonderful, God's work, or some shit like that. Maybe don't say some shit like something that will reliable to her. Does that make sense? It's like there was no objection handling. You just agreed with her. Like, yes, master. Thank you, master. How high should I jump, master? Here is a cookie. And it all started with you being nice at the beginning of the call. I don't know why you spoke to her about weather for 5 minutes. It's like, I feel like I wasted 5 minutes of my life listening to weather. That's why I like Dubai. The weather doesn't change. It's just fucking warm. So any questions, guys? I also have one more call that we can review, but if you guys want to, we can also do it tomorrow. I don't have an issue with that.
No questions on my end.
Okay, is there anything anyone needs from me?
No, I think we're good. I'm happy to review